They proudly pass on their best wishes to today's Golden Eagle Marching Band. Folks, the privilege to hold this event was made possible by those who fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and our country with the playing of our national anthem, followed by the Tyrone alma mater, performed by our Tyrone area marching band under the direction of Mr. David Hock. Remind everyone also that on Saturday.
Regardless, you learn from adversity, and we, I think we did learn from that. And we knew coming into this year that our defense had to carry us at least the first part of the season, and they have done it. The reason we're 3-1 is because our defense has played outstanding football, and we've made some plays when we had to, and then we have limited the mistakes. In fact, last week was probably the worst number of mistakes that we've made all year. And hopefully we can eliminate that this week. We have to eliminate that this week because the team we're playing is probably the best team we've seen this year.
In the second half against Central and most of the Bald Eagle area game, the offense has struggled. Are there any changes that need to be made to make the offense go?
Well, it's not that you do anything different, that you just keep repping and repping and repping, and the repetitions and making sure that we know what we're doing based on the rules of our plays. And they're simple, and we haven't made those mistakes this year, and we did on Friday night a couple of times. And what it comes down to really is that the key to any football team, and obviously to the offense, is the play of your offensive line. If we do well, that means our offensive line does well.
Bellwood comes into tonight's game with a 2-2 record and are led by a two-headed running back tandem of Alex McCartney and Chase Plummer. who both are coming off 100-yard rushing games against Central. Coach Franco knows tonight's backyard brawl will be a battle.
Well, I mean, you got to make sure they recognize that fact, and they know these kids. The one good thing about a rivalry that's this close is that all the kids know each other inside and out very well. You know, you don't have to explain to them who the best players are. They know who. Now it's just a matter of, who's going to come and play the hardest. Last year, we went to play them and we had some unforeseen injuries crop up at the last minute. It really made a difference in the game. This year, we know how good they are because they're all back. And so, we lost half our team. So they were the pick to win the conference. They were the pick to win District 6 AA this year. And there's no doubt that they're still the favorites, even though they stubbed their toe a couple times. But they, without a doubt, have the best talent that we're going to see the rest of the year. And we have to play our A game to compete with them. I'm hoping after a really good week of practice that we can bring our A game because we're going to need it.
This is Coach Franco's 26th time on the sidelines for the backyard brawl, and this game has special meaning.
I enjoy it immensely. I think, rivalries are really important in all levels of football, but especially high school. And, you talk about it year-round. There's just an extra spark in the air when we're playing each other, and it's a lot of fun. And we've had a great relationship. It's been a fun competition, and I think both communities, both teams have enjoyed the competition against each other. It's been fairly even over the last several years, and you're going to get a good game whenever you come to see Bellwood Tyrone.
We thank Coach Franco for taking the time to talk with us. We'll have more of the pregame show before the 2025 edition of the Backyard Brawl. From the Snare & Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth, this is Tyrone Golden Eagle pregame show presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train.
If you're looking for a super easy way to boost protein in your diet, remember that whole milk is 8 for 8. Every 8-ounce serving is packed with 8 grams of protein. And not just any protein. Whole milk is a complete protein, giving you a full mix of the essential amino acids your body needs. And no fillers and added sugars like plant-based protein products or protein bars. Next time, get protein the natural way. 8 grams and 8 ounces of whole milk. Brought to you by the Allied Milk Producers.
For fresh meat and cheese, forget the big box stores. Come to the biggest little store in Tyrone instead. Max Market and the Gridiron. Steaks like T-bone, porterhouse, top sirloin, and more. Fresh ground beef, country store hot dogs. And when you're on the go and hungry, it's Max Market and the Gridiron for delicious hoagies, pizza, stromboli, wedges, baked wings, and more. Take out or dine in. Family owned and operated since 1974. Max Market and the Gridiron. 1658 Columbia Avenue, Tyrone. Credit cards accepted. Call 814-684-0660. On the web at maxgridiron.com.
It's a new name, same great station. 96.9 and 100.7. The Train. WTRN. Tyrone, Altoona.
We're back at Gray Memorial Field. John Harlow, Chuck Bannis for the backyard brawl between the 3-1 Tyrone Golden Eagles and the 2-2 Bellwood Annis Blue Devils. And Chuck, talk about some of the keys to the game tonight.
Okay, John, well, let's start first of all with Bellwood. The Bellwood Annis Blue Devils must control the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage. Shut down Tyrone's running game, making Tyrone one-dimensional. That's kind of what happened last week down in Wingate when Bald Eagle absolutely shut down the Tyrone run and forced them to go to the air almost every play the second half. So once keeping Tyrone's offensive line from coming off their blocks and getting to the second level of the linebackers, that would free up the linebackers to be able to come downhill, fill gaps, and make tackles. So that's another key point from the Bellwood Annis Blue Devils. Do not allow E.Y. Woomer to hurt them with his legs. Contain and rushing hard to hurry Woomer and not give him an opportunity to go through all his progressions. Do not allow Tyrone receivers to get behind him at any time, and do not allow the deep completions. And again, of course, for Bellwood, don't have turnovers. Now, for Tyrone, the keys to the game are quite simple. The offensive line must open up holes for Tyrone backs. Tyrone backs must be able to rush and run between the tackles to keep Bellwood's offense off the field. Their offense is pretty prolific, and they can grind it out and keep Tyrone from getting the ball and having time to move the ball. So they have to be able to do that. The game against Westmont, Tyrone was able to run the ball. But in the other 3 games so far this year, Tyrone has not been able to have a team rushing for over 100 yards. So tonight they're going to have to be able to do that. And then they want to definitely, if Bellwood can make Tyrone one-dimensional, don't be surprised if you see some adjustments that Bald Eagle made on Tyrone, making them 3-man front and then playing a quarter zone. And that's what happened last week. They switched to a 3-man front, and they were able to get a pass rush and shut down the run. And then the other 8 players played what was called a 4 quarters zone defense. 4 men across the field, if you can imagine dividing the field up into 4 sections, 4 men between 15 and 20 yards, and then 4 men between 25 and 30 yards. Each had a square. And it didn't matter who was running a pattern, John. They just never left their squares. So I'm sure Eli never saw anything like that. It was very hard for them to adjust the throws, and it was very difficult. So they got to be able to move that ball on the ground to prevent that from happening. Tyrone cannot afford to give up any turnovers by interceptions or fumbles. And Tyrone must win the kicking game, especially the punting game, because last week they have to be able to do it much quicker. Last week we had a punt was partially blocked, and then 2 punts were actually so close to being blocked that Titus Novak had to really kick the ball, and he skied it. One punt went 15 yards, 1 punt went 18 yards. That can happen with the Bellwood team because you don't want to give him field position. And then all important, but being able to run the ball, otherwise it's going to be even tougher for Tyrone. And then, of course, on defense, which has been playing great, they are going to have to stop that dynamic duo running back, John.
Yeah, Bellwood is loaded with Alex McCartney and Chase Plummer. And also they get their quarterback, Brady Partner, back this week. He's been out the last couple weeks, where Brendan McNeilis, a sophomore, son of Michael McNeilis Jr., a Tyrone State champ with the group that you coached with, he's their backup quarterback and led them to a win last week over Central. And as you and I were talking at the beginning, yes, the key to the game, Tyrone getting the rushing game. I say flat out, there's 5 kids that will determine how this game's going to go. It's going to be Owen Oakes, John Stanton, Caden Ansman, Lucas Huber, and Caden Harris. Those 5 in the offensive line will determine how well Tyrone does tonight.
I totally agree. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight up front, and it's hot, it's warm. How deep is it, each team? You know, what kind of conditioning? All that's going to come into play.
And Tyrone has just entered the field. Bellwood is in their circle doing their warm-ups. And the one thing that's really cool about this backyard brawl, I mean, the towns are separated by 10 miles. Half of the kids work together at Del Grosso's Park every summer. Heck, you got a bunch of them who the boys end up dating girls from Bellwood. So it's almost an intertwined community. But this Friday night, all bets are off. And the one thing that's really cool about it, we'll see in a few minutes, when John Roseberry and Joey Del Grosso come out with the Backyard Brawl Trophy that was presented by the Monogram Club. And as president of the Monogram Club, Chuck, talk to us a little bit about the story behind it and how it takes place.
Okay. I don't want to steal a whole lot of thunder for our halftime show, because John Roseberry, who's actually the curator, and he's on the board of directors in Monogram Club with us, he's actually going to talk about the dynamics, the history and that. But just to give you a little idea, it started back in the late 80s, and Harry Sickler wanted to do something, and Mr. Laird from Tyrone, they got together and came up with an idea of having a traveling trophy. So it's been going on that the winner of each of these backyard brawl games is presented a very nice traveling trophy that they get to take back to their school, and they have a special place in their trophy case, and it sits there for a year. And then John Roseberry, who's basically had been assigned as the curator, has to go and get that trophy at each school and
they don't like giving
fight,
it up.
fight to get that trophy back, to get it engraved.
It probably took him a heck of an effort to get it out of Bellwood this year.
It does. It takes a Herculean effort, because those teams, they want that. I mean, you know, forget about the other 10 games on the schedule. I mean, we used to always tell the kids in the locker room, hey, you've got the Bellwood Tyrone game, and then you got the rest of the season. This is a season within itself for both schools.
And John Roseberry and Joey Del Grosso have made it out to midfield with the Backyard Brawl trophy. The captains from both teams are coming out to midfield for the pregame coin toss. And, Chuck, it's just a beautiful night for football. The leaves are changing colors over on the mountain. It's still a little hot tonight, but it's going to be a heck of a ball game between the Golden Eagles and Bellwood Annis.
Absolutely. One good thing is there has been some clouds rolling here, and no rain, obviously, but at least the sun's being blocked, and the sun is not on the field. It won't be on the players, and it looks like we should be good that way the rest of the game. And speaking of the field, it's just absolutely beautiful. If you haven't been to Grayfield since they've redone it, you've got to come out here just to witness how nice this field is.
And it is in gorgeous shape, and we are excited to bring you the Backyard Brawl between the Golden Eagles and Bellwood Annis.
I'd like to have a moment of silence for longtime chain crew captain Mr. Screech Hamer and longtime Tyrone legend, founder of the Tyrone Monogram Club, Mr. Harry Sickler.
A moment of silence is being observed in
Thank you, and they are both
in memory of Harry Sickler, who is the founder of the Monogram Club and one of the best backers of Tyrone sports, and Dale Screech Hamer, who used to be the color guy way back in the day for WTRN football, ran the chains forever and was my youth football coach when I played for the Lions back in the 70s. So both Screech and Harry passed away this year. It's nice that they're doing a moment of silence in their honor as they're getting ready to do the coin toss. Chuck, what do you think as we go forward? Put yourself in Jason Wilson's shoes. You've got McCartney, you've got Plummer. Partner, if his ankle's healthy, is also a running threat. What do you do defensively to kind of slow them down to get the game started?
Well, Tyrone's been playing a 4-3. I think they're going to continue to play that 4-3. Maybe sneak up their corners a little bit to take away that quick run. I think also that they're going to have to tell their linemen, their defensive linemen, do not allow the brush block. They got to keep the blockers from coming off them and going down on a linebacker. And the linebackers have to be able to come downhill. The other thing, John, is tackle. A lot of times, and I haven't seen Tyrone do this year. Last year we saw it. We talked about
a lot of missed tackles.
Missed tackles, and people want to slam into people and not wrap up. You wrap up and hit them in the front and run out the back. That's the way to make a tackle. So as long as they don't, get that just trying to bang into people and nobody goes down. I think that's going to be the key.
Bellwood wins the toss. They're going to defer to the second half. Tyrone will get the ball first. And if you were looking at a radio dial, and we have to explain to the youngsters what a radio dial really is, Tyrone's going left to right as we look at it from the press box. Bellwood's going right to left. As we're getting ready to kick off the Backyard Brawl, the Tyrone Golden Eagles and the Bellwood Annis Blue Devils.
And for anyone out there that doesn't know, they're left from the right. Tyrone's going to be going south towards Altoona on I-99.
There we go.
Bellwood's going north.
Bellwood's heading toward State, and we're heading toward Altoona.
We're parallel on I-99 100%.
Referees finish up their meeting in the middle of the field. John Roseberry comes off to the sideline with the Backyard Brawl trophy, and we are about set to kick off.
And I'm sure right now the special teams coach is saying, watch the onside kick. Because in a game like this, just like against Bald Eagle, they tried 3 onside kicks last week.
Yep, and I swear, and the funny part is, I talked to Jason Wilson during the week, the defensive coordinator, and we were talking about the Sahoney onside kick where he caught it and took off.
Right.
And they said that he did a fair catch, which after watching the film, there was no fair catch. The only way he put his hands up was to catch the ball.
Oh, yeah. The problem was, John, and they might have covered that up and said he put his hand up. He put his hand up to catch the onside kick because it was bouncing, but they blew the whistle.
Yeah.
As soon as he touched the ball, they blew the whistle, and that was so quick and once the whistle's blown, it's a dead ball.
Okay, it looks like number 16, now Smearman, 5'8", 150-pound kicker, freshman for Bellwood Annis, has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Caleb Whitby, number 2. Back deep. It goes to Whitby. He takes it at the 6. 15, 20, 25, makes a break. It's the outside 30, 35, 40. Missed the tackle, ball's out. It looks like Bellwood's going to get it. Whitby was trying to make that extra effort, got poked from behind, and Bellwood's going to take over 1st and 10 at the Tyrone 42-yard line.
And, John, that was one of the keys. We said no turnovers, and what's sad was it was a great return. He brought it back to the 42, and you never want to carry that ball like a loaf of bread. And he tried to make a move. His elbow went way up. The ball went way out. And then 90% of the time, that's going to result in a fumble. Now, momentum changed from the kickoff return to this.
Here we go, Bellwood with Braden Partner at quarterback, Alex McCartney at tail. Handoff McCartney, goes up the middle, gets about 7, going to get to the 35. Eli Woomer on the second level, along with 67, Kyler Sahoney on the stop. Second down, they're going to mark him at the 36. It'll be second and about 4.
And you're going to have to hit McCartney low. And that play, they hit him high, and he was able to just bull his way for 6-7 yards almost.
McCartney to the right, Plummer to the left, Partner in the gun. Twins to the left, single receiver, handoff Plummer, goes right side, spins, makes a cut. Braden Parsons gets him. It's going to be a first down. Colson Moore cleans up for Tyrone. It's going to get down to about the 29, so it'll be a 1st and 10 Bellwood Annis.
And again, they got to be able to wrap up. That prevents that spin. If you just collision, the person can always spin, and there's nothing to wrap them up with.
1st and 10 Blue Devils, 29-yard line, 11:01 remaining in the first quarter. No score at Gray Field here in Tyrone on a beautiful Friday night. McCartney at tail. Handoff, cuts left side. Good tackle, number 50, Owen Oakes, and number 8, Marshall Martin. The two of them wrap up and make a good stop.
And, John, right now, Tyrone defense is selling out on the run. That last play, all 11 Tyrone defenders were within 9 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Braden Partner, after missing a couple games, back in at quarterback for the Bellwood Annis Blue Devils. He's a junior, 5'11", 180. He's going to go under center, split backs. Plummer to the right, McCartney left. Plummer in motion, handoff McCartney up the middle. He gets hit right off the bat. Ball comes out after the whistles were blown. John Stanton, Colson Moore on the stop. It'll be third down at about 5.
And that was a real nice play by Colson Moore there. He wrapped him up and, started pulling backwards. He did not, just bear hugged him, and then the rest of the cavalry came in.
They gave him forward progress to the 22. It'll be 3rd and 3.
And again, Tyrone's playing a 4-4, but everyone's within 10 yards. Actually, 5 yards now of the line of scrimmage. All 11 Tyrone players.
Plummer in motion. Quick pitch. McCartney right side. Breaks free. Good tackle by, looks like number 6. That's Mason Amy on the stop at corner, but it's going to be a first down for Bellwood. It's going to be marked down at about the 12.
And right now, the Bellwood backs are just outquicking the Tyrone defense.
1st and 10, ball's on the 12-yard line. Bellwood started this drive at their 42 after a fumble by Caleb Whitby on the kickoff return. Partner under center. Split backs. McCartney in motion. Handoff Plummer in the middle. Colson Moore gets him right as he got to the line. That's going to be no gain. To be 2nd down and 10. Good play by Colson Moore.
Exactly what he did 2 plays ago, John. He came right up. He's keeping his shoulders square. He's not letting Bellwood move him off the line of scrimmage, and he's in the hole to make the tackle. Sure tackle.
2nd down, 10 for the Blue Devils. This is usually about the time where Nick Loveridge likes to throw one of them sneaky little pop passes or something.
And again, Tyrone's in that 4-4. Everyone within 5 yards.
Handoff McCartney, left side. Half the team gets on him. Kyler Sahoney getting ripped with him in 73 for Bellwood Annis. Jace Quick kind of scuffling there as they made the play, but it's going to be a no gain again for McCartney, so it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Now, this is where you have to watch for maybe that quick pop or the screen, because right now it's 3rd and 10, and with Tyrone selling out, you've got 11 men and only 5 blockers up front. You can't block 11 men.
McCartney in the eye. Plummer in a wing. Roll out to the right side. Throw it underneath to Plummer, who's going to get to about the 3. It looks like it might be close to a first down. I think it's going to be short a yard. It's going to be 4th down and 1 on this little quick pass to the right side where partner hit Chase Plummer. So it'll be 4th down and 1, ball at the 3, and Bellwood is going to go for it.
I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that McCartney's going to get this handoff.
I would be shocked if he doesn't. See, the thing is, in this, he's going to score. McCartney's in for a 3-yard touchdown run, but Chuck, if you look at that, doesn't it look like McCartney's leaning toward the line before the snap?
Yeah,
I have no idea what the ref was saying.
something about Bellwood, but they're not penalizing him.
So it'll be a 3-yard run for Alex McCartney. 6-0 Bellwood leads. Number 16, Niall Smearman on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. It is up and it is good. 7 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Bellwood Annis Blue Devils take a 7-0 lead on the Tyrone Golden Eagles.
And again, one of the keys, you cannot turn the ball over and give up a short field. And that's exactly what they did. They gave up a short 42-yard drive. And it's tough to stop a team when they're getting that early and get a big break like that.
It went from Tyrone getting ready to start in good field position to giving Bellwood a short field, and then they're down 7-0.
Now Tyrone has got to answer here. They've got to come back and get something going. This is one of those games where confidence just builds. If you don't, you've got to be able to answer, not look like you're going to try to play catch up all night.
So Smearman's about ready to kick off. It'll be number 6, Mason Amy, and number 2, Caleb Whitby, back deep, awaiting the kickoff from Smearman. I'm sorry, it's number 5, John Stroup deep, along with Whitby. Smearman to kick off from the 40, kicks it deep. Whitby takes it again at about the 7. 20, gets hit right at the 20, goes down at the 24. Big stick by number 23 for the Bellwood Annis Blue Devils, Brady Hostler, a senior, 5'9", 155.
Yeah, he was unblocked there. He just came right down the field, just a full sprint. No one even put a shoulder on him. And I was just kind of watching. He took a good shot on the hip. I wanted to make sure that it doesn't look like he's okay. He's not limping. He's walking around okay, and that's Caleb Whitby. That's a kind of hip pointers result from one of those.
1st and 10, Golden Eagles, ball at the 24-yard line. As we said, the big 5 that matter. Caden Ansman at center. John Stanton at left guard. Lucas Hoover at right guard. Owen Oakes at left tackle. Caden Harris at right tackle. Martian Martin in motion. Eli Wimmer takes a snap. Quick pick to Whitby. Whitby cuts left side. Gets to the 30. 31. Almost 32-yard. They'll mark him at the 31. So it'll be a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3.
That was a nice, quick play, low snap. Eli Wimmer did a nice job. That came back. It was like knee level, and he was able to get the pitch out there to Whitby. Brings up a short 2nd and about, they're saying 3, but I think it's more like 3.5, 4, John.
Wimmer's going under center. Robinson at fullback, Whitby at tailback, twins to the right, Ben Walk at tight end to the left. Fake handoff to Whitby. Wimmer looking, throws it across, hits Ben Walk. There's a flag down back at the 30, or at the 25. Ben walks up to the 50-yard line on the completion, but it looks like it might be coming back because it looks like it's an area of holding.
And there was really no reason to do that because Wimmer had the corner. He could actually tuck that ball and ran for the first down easily. So now it's going to bring up 2nd and long instead of 2nd and short. And that would have been a first down, inside the 50.
And he had multiple options. Ben Walk was open by 5 yards on the tight end drag, and also Mason Amy was 3 yards behind the nearest defensive back for Bellwood on the deep ball. But Eli took the took the intermediate route for a nice completion. Too bad the holding penalty is going to send it back and make it 2nd down. They're going to mark it back at the
But
21-yard line, so it'll be second and about 14.
And that is a big loss of field. They had just crossed the 50-yard line. Now they're back on their own 21.
Twins left, twins right. Whippy to the left of Eli Woomer in the gun. Woomer rolls, escapes pressure, tries to throw it deep, but nobody's there. He threw it off balance, intended for Braden Parsons. Incomplete, and that's one of them balls you don't want to throw up in the air with three Bellwood defenders around Braden Parsons.
And you can't really get anything on it when you're right-handed quarterback running to your left and you're being pursued like that. You're not going to be able to do anything except throw a rainbow, and that's what gets it picked off. They were lucky there. Now they've got a big third down and long.
3rd and 13 at the 21, 5:55 and counting in the first quarter. Bellwood leads Tyrone 7-0. Woomer in the gun, rolls right. Throws intended for Mason Amy, incomplete. Number 30 for Bellwood, Colin Gibbons on the pass breakup. Another one like happened at Baltimore area. The defensive backs jumped in front of the receiver.
Good coverage there. He was right on his hip, and that was lucky it wasn't picked off. He kind of threw that almost not behind him, but you got to put that ball on the outside shoulder of the receiver so that he can catch it. And again, Tyrone, the penalty and the fumble. Those are two big plays right now that have hurt Tyrone.
Titus Novak into punt. Gets a good snap. Gets it off. Good punt. 45-yard line is where number 44 for Bellwood, Jackson Dorman, takes it. He's up to the Tyrone 35 on the return, a 20-yard return for Dormany. 55 on the stop for Tyrone. That's Colton Walk. Looks like there's an injury on the Bellwood sideline. They're attending to a Bellwood Annis player. So with 5:39 remaining in the first quarter, we'll take a timeout with the injury from the Snare and Associates broadcast booth. This is Tyrone Golden Eagle football presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train, WTRN.
Golden Eagle football on the Train is brought to you by the Richard H. Searer Funeral Home, Greystone Court Villas, First Stop Shop, Colonial Courtyard, Community Pharmacy, Max Market and the Gridiron, Shoe Fly and Appalachian Running Company, Snare and Associates Mortgage Services, the Allied Milk Producers, and by Pacifico Bakery on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train.
Welcome back to the Snare and Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth. It's Tyrone Golden Eagle football presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home. Can't really see who the Bellwood player is who's down. Both the Tyrone trainer Dave has run over to work with the Bellwood folks to check on the player. It looks down. It might be 44 Dormany. I'm not sure. That's about the area where he was tackled.
I'm trying to. It is. It's. Wait a second. I'll tell you in a second. I got the binoculars on him. He's up walking around now. It looks like it's 44.
It is 44,
yes.
Jackson Dormany, who made the big 20-yard punt return. And it'll be a short field for Bellwood again, taking over at the Tyrone 35.
The defense is going to have to make a stand here, and somebody's going to have to make a play, make a turnover. You don't want to get down 14-0 here early in the game. And, John, I'm surprised. This is the first time I've seen Bellwood live this year. They're quick. They're really quick. Tyrone's going to have to adjust to that speed also.
Let's see, the one thing, and if you would, let me know. Watch McCartney on the snap. He takes about a half a step forward most plays. Quick screen, 81 for Bellwood Annis. That is Jeffrey Wade, a junior, 6', 170. Nice tackle by Caleb Whitby on the play. It's a gain of about 6, so to bring up a second down and 4.
Yeah, that was just a quick throw. And again, I don't see the Bellwood passing game going deep. Everything's going to be between 5 and 10 yards. I don't see them hurting Tyrone deep.
Colin Gibbons is the receiver to the right, 81. Jeffrey Wade to the left. Hand off to Plummer up the middle, gets a big hole. Stop. Nice tackle low by Eli Woomer. He still ends up hurdling over him a little bit and getting down inside of the 20 to the 18-yard line. Gain of 11. It'll be a first down, Bellwood Annis.
And John Colin Burrows, senior offensive lineman, 6', 270. He just wiped out the Tyrone defensive tackle. There was a hole there that we could have run through. Big hole.
First and 10, Bellwood Annis, ball at the 18. Partner under center. Split backs. Reverse. Good play by the defense by staying home. That's Owen Oakes and Marshall Martin on the play along with Kyler Sahoney. It's going to be about a 5-yard loss.
Very good. That was a nice defensive play, good surge, and there was a blitz too. So they blitzed right to the gap, and they caught him before he could pass that gap.
It was a quick reverse for Colin Gibbons, and it wound up being a 5-yard loss. Second down, 15. Ball is back at the 22-yard line. Bellwood has to get to the 9 for a first down.
And I would consider this to be two-play territory for Bellwood. If they don't get this first down, they'll obviously go for another one.
Motion. Handoff McCartney, right side. Braden Parsons dives. Good play by Marshall Martin. It's going to be a gain of about 4, maybe 5, but good hustle, good pursuit. Marshall Martin with a good sure tackle at the end, number 8.
Yep, and that was a nice play there. They ended up slowing him down a little bit, and Tyrone was able to come up for keeping it a gain of 1. This is a huge play. I mean, that Smearman looks like he can kick the ball pretty good, so they can't let him get even any closer than this right now.
3rd and 9, ball at the 17. Plummer to the right of partner, McCartney, dot in the I. Handoff McCartney left side. It looks like he's going to get a first down to about the 5. He cut through a hole between his left guard and left tackle, got by the linebacker, and it was a gain of about 12.
And boy, once again, number 65 for the Bellwood Blue Devils. He's just opening up massive holes in that Tyrone defense. That time it was Samuel Mosser. He's only a sophomore, 5'9", 230. Big size up front there for Bellwood.
Partner under center. First and goal at the 5. 2:40 remaining in the first quarter. Ball is on the ground. Looks like Tyrone might have it. Botch snap. Let's see what the referees say. Nobody's saying anything yet. Tyrone ball.
Tyrone ball. Looks like number 4. Now there's a penalty on the flag.
We have a flag late. It might be on Bellwood, too, because Tyrone's clapping.
Yeah, there might have been some chirping there. Number 64 was there doing some chirping right in front of the referee there.
It looked like Ashton Amy had the recovery for Tyrone. Let's see what the penalty is. Either way, it's Tyrone's ball, 1st and 10. It's just a matter if it's going to be on the 5 or it's going to be on the 20.
Yeah, they're marking it up. I think it's going to come out 15 yards.
Remember, we had an
ball.
unsportsmanlike last week that didn't ever happen.
Well, they waved that off, and
yeah.
I don't think they're waving this one off. Bellwood's already walking back.
.24 for Bellwood Annis on the Ethan Shawley, whose dad played at Tyrone.
Yes.
Jim Bob Shawley.
Jim Bob, I coached him, yes.
So it'll make Tyrone ball 1st and 10 at the 20, and a good escape for the Golden Eagles on defense there.
That was a gift because Tyrone right now has not been able to stop the power run between the tackles.
Here we go, 1st and 10, Tyrone in the I formation. Handoff Whippy up the middle. Bounces off a couple tacklers, keeps moving. He's up to about the 25 or 35, 25, and they'll mark him dead there. Blow the whistle. Caleb Whippy, good hustle. He got hit right after he got to the line and wound up kept driving for another 5.
And that was the best offensive line surge straight ahead for Tyrone tonight. They actually had the Bellwood front moving back a little bit there. Nice done.
2nd down 5, ball at the 25-yard line. 2 minutes and 3 seconds and counting in the first quarter. Braden Parsons to the left, the Amy brothers to the right. Marshall Martin in motion. Whippy to the right of Woomer. Rolls right, quick pitch. Mason Amy's going to get close to the 30. Looks like they're going to mark him just a little bit short. Be 3rd down and about a half a yard.
And Bellwood's playing a 4-3 man-for-man coverage on the receivers.
That place could have went a little better if Ashton Amy got a block.
Get a little bit better block. And sometimes you don't have to make a dynamic block. Just screen them. Mm-hmm. Instead of staying in front of them, put your waster on so that it's like a basketball pick.
Third down, less than a yard. 2 tight ends for Tyrone. I formation. Hand off to Whitby. Whitby's going to get the first down. He's up to about the 31 before he gets blown out by the rest of the Bellwood defense.
And he just barely got that, too. A good surge, and the linebackers were right there filling the gap. They all came downhill and were plugging that hole. That was all Whitby there.
1st and 10, Tyrone.
And John, I think that's Tyrone's first down.
Of the night, yes.
First down of the night.
Because they did a 3 and out.
Yep. And a punt. Yep.
And they fumble on the opening kickoff. Trips to the left. Braden Parsons to the right. Oh! Plummer jumped in front of Eli Wimmer, who was throwing a quick hitch to Braden Parsons, and he takes it back 31 yards for a touchdown.
Wow. He looked right at him, never looked away. Plummer read Eli's eyes perfectly and jumped it. And off to the races for what?
31-yard touchdown for Chase Plummer on the 6. Bellwood's going to try the extra point with number 16, Niall Smearman. Spearman on to attempt the extra point after the pick 6 jumped the route by Chase Plummer. Spearman's kick is up, and it is good. So with 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Golden Eagles are trailing Bellwood Annis 14-0. And everything that we talked about in the pregame that Tyrone couldn't do has happened. The fumble in the opening kickoff. And that's the pick 6, but that could have been easily the pass he threw earlier to Mason Amy could have been picked off.
Yep. And, that's one turnover, 7-0. Second turnover, 14-0. And turnovers will kill you in a game like this. And the turnover that Bellwood made didn't hurt him at all.
And it would have, it could have been a game changer because Bellwood was getting ready to go right in the end zone before.
Yep.
Tyrone changes momentum, gets a first down. First play after the first down is Plummer jumped the route and it was pick 6 and gone for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. There was nobody there. Eli's got to either get rid of that quicker or look him off. He can't just stare at him like that and wait for him to get a couple yards downfield. He's got to throw that ball quicker. And that comes with experience. This is the third kickoff of the first quarter for Bellwood.
Spearman kicks it deep to Whitby. Oh, no. Yeah, Whitby takes it at about the 7. 25. Gets hit by the Bellwood kick coverage team. He stopped it to 25. 52 for Bellwood. Landon Sneath. The first one to make contact.
And the kickoff team for Tyrone right now, the blocking's just not there. I mean, they're staying in their lanes, and they're just running by those first 8 guys.
Let's see how Eli responds after the interception that was returned for a touchdown. It's 14-0. Bellwood, and here comes the Golden Eagle offense. See what Coach Franco has in store for this. And Coach Franco said in the pregame show, this is probably the best team they'll face all year.
Well, they just hogtied Central last week. I mean, they shut Central's offense down totally.
Wimmer drops back. Throwing the deep ball. Throws it 10 yards over the head of Mason Amy, who was double covered on it. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Yep.
I think Wimmer was dead set and determined no matter what he was going to throw that deep ball because he threw the short ball and it got jumped twice in a row. So he figured I'll just throw it as far as I can and see if Mason can get under it.
Which is okay, but, try not to throw it into double coverage.
Yeah. Well, thankfully he threw it over the double coverage.
He threw it. That was
a good 50 yards in the air.
Easily, yes.
2nd down, 10, ball at the 25-yard line, 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bellwood leads Tyrone 14-0. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Marshall Martin in motion. Hand off Whitby, left side. Nobody there. Looked like 24 for Bellwood, which is Ethan Shawley shot through the gap between center and guard.
Right, and right now, you notice that last play, John? Bellwood's white jerseys were all in the backfield. Tyrone's defensive line was standing there turned around looking at him. So they're beating Tyrone across the line of scrimmage.
So we've hit the end of the first quarter from the Snare & Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth. This is Tyrone Golden Eagle football presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train, WTRN.
Hi there, I'm Jennifer Fleck, Community Relations Director at Colonial Courtyard at Tyrone, and I'd like to invite you to come visit our senior living community. We offer 24-hour assisted living, restaurant-style dining, and a range of fun activities. For those in all stages of dementia or Alzheimer's, we have the experience, the expertise, and most importantly, commitment to exceptional care. Schedule your visit at colonialcourtyard@tyrone.com or stop in today.
Something bugging you? It's time to call Premier Pest Control. If your home or office is being overtaken by insects or rodents, call 684-2600. Premier Pest Control offers 24-hour guaranteed response to your call. Avoid the hassle of having to explain your problem to several people before you even see the serviceman. When you call Premier Pest Control, you'll talk directly to the serviceman. So call 684-2600 and tell them what's bugging you. Premier Pest Control offers 24-hour response, serving Altoona, Tyrone, State College, and surrounding areas.
96.9 and 100.7. The Train. WTRN.
We're about to start the second quarter. Bellwood with a 14-0 lead over the Golden Eagles. And Chuck, everything the first quarter we, as a Tyrone fan, you could have wanted to go wrong, did go wrong.
Absolutely. And now they've got a long chain to make a first down here.
3rd and 12 at the 23. Eli Woomer drops back, steps up, rolls right. He's going to keep it and try to make it himself. Makes a cut, gets knocked down at about the 37, so it'll be short by about 3 yards, or the 32-yard line. They need to get to the 35, so it'll be 4th down and about 3.
And that was a wise decision there. You know, he had a long way to go to pick up that first down, but at least he got it to him. Now if Titus can get a nice punt off here, and the punt coverage gets down and doesn't allow another 20, 25-yard punt return, they'll have Bellwood starting on their side of the 50 for the first time tonight.
Ball at the 32, 4th and 3. Titus Novak in to punt for the Golden Eagles. Good snap. Bellwood playing return all the way. Novak's punt. Hits at the 35 and rolls back to the 40. So it's going to be another 18-yard punt, or 28-yard punt. I'm sorry, 32 to the 40 is 28.
And number 54 there for Tyrone is Lucas Bonsall.
He's a long snapper, too.
He kept Teves down there to keep that ball from rolling back any further. But this is the first play that they've had on their side of the 50-yard line, and we've been a little over 12 minutes. Yeah, in almost 13 minutes of the game.
Bellwood comes out of the huddle. Braden Partner at quarterback. He's got Alex McCartney to his left. Trips to the right, or left. Single receiver right. Flag is in. Quick throw to Plummer.
There's another flag down.
Quick throw to Colin Gibbons. That might be a face mask.
This might be offsetting penalties here.
There's going to be a procedure on Bellwood. Question is, what happened on the tackle? It
could be a hold up there, too. It came in like with the holding or a face mask. It's either one of those two, John, because it's on the far side.
A lot of discussion amongst the referees. Good play by Mason Amy to come up and do support where it would have been no gain.
Face mask.
Face mask on Mason Amy. So it's an illegal formation and a face mask on offsetting penalties. So it'll be 1st and 10 again at the 41. We'll do a do-over.
Yeah, we had those called perfect there. There was one against Bellwood, and of course the face mask on the far side, and it was inadvertent, thank goodness, and it would have been a 5-yard penalty, but they're offsetting penalties.
10:56 in the second quarter. Tyrone trailing 14-0. Bellwood Annis 1st and 10. Twins to the right. Single receiver to the left. Motion. Now they're trying to get both receivers to the left. Single receiver to the right. Plummer McCartney in the backfield. Snap to partner. Hand off to McCartney. He escapes and he just runs through people. I mean,
anytime you see somebody holding the jersey and it looks like they're water skiing, that means they're not coming up and making a tackle. They're waiting for the ball carrier to come to them. And with a running back like McCartney, you might as well stand out on I-99 and wait to get hit by the truck, because he's not going to slow down. He's going to gain momentum. You got to come up and hit him and wrap him up.
9-yard gain for McCartney. Dylan Robinson was taking 5 yards on that play, and we don't see Robinson taken from any rides. 2nd down, 1. Ball is at midfield. Good play. John Stanton inside the backfield. Hit. Looks like Plummer, as soon as he got the ball, they might get a yard up to the 48.
Yeah, he got it falling forward, so they're going to pick up the 1st down.
But good play, John Stanton cutting through between the guard and tackle, slanting in and making a good play on a good solid tackle on Plummer.
And you got to hit these guys below the knees. If you're going to go up around the shoulders, you're going to go for a ride, and that's what Stanton did. He had him right between his shins and brought him right down.
Split backs, partner in the gun. He's going to take it himself left side. Looks like he's going to get about 4. He's going to get to the 44-yard line, so 4-yard gain, 2nd down, 6. First quarterback keeper for Plummer, who's been battling an ankle injury, so I was wondering how much his running would play into effect into the game.
And I'm not sure what they're averaging per run here, but it's got to be close to 5 yards, 5.5 yards per carry each time they run the ball here in the first half. They being Bellwood.
2nd and 6, ball at the 44. Partner with McCartney to his right. Trips to the right, handoff McCartney left side. He's hit as soon as he gets the ball. John Stanton in on that again with Kyler Sahoney.
Go ahead, John.
That'll be 2nd down. It'll make it 3rd down and 5. He might have got a yard out of that.
And Sahoney made a great play. He came right off his block, swam underneath there, and hit him right in the hole. He came downhill, made a nice play.
3rd down, 5. Ball at the 43. Partner under center. Split backs right. McCartney to the right. In motion. Again, another one of those. McCartney's motion was toward the line. He never was parallel, but refs didn't call it. Looks like it's going to be about a 4-yard gain to get down to about the 39. It'll be a 4th and 1, and you know Bellwood's going for this with 1 yard to go.
Absolutely.
It's going to bring it up 4th down and a yard.
Alex McCartney can fall forward and get 2 yards. 4th and 1, 39-yard line, 7:45 and counting in this first half. Tyrone trailing 14-0 to the Bellwood Annis Blue Devils.
And watch them run a quick trap here. There it is.
McCartney up the middle, gets to the 35, so it'll be a 1st down Bellwood on a 4-yard carry for Alex McCartney.
Yep, that left guard came right across on the snap, led the way through.
Alex McCartney was one of the best backs in District 6 as a freshman 2 years ago. Missed all last year with an ACL, and you'd never know he had ACL surgery by the way he's running.
Oh, no. No, he looks good. He's running with power. He's running with speed.
1st and 10, Bellwood, 35-yard line. Partner under center, split backs. There's a whistle. Tyrone is going to take a timeout.
It looks like, yep.
7:02 remaining in the first half. Bellwood leads Tyrone 14-0. Join our sister station 96.1 Hank FM this Wednesday night starting at 7 o'clock for the high school coaches show. This week, Dave Shannon, Jared Pruger will sit down with Altoona football coach Vince Niedermeyer at Behe Brothers across from the old Sheets in Juniata. They'll recap tonight's game where they are playing Central Dauphin and look ahead to their upcoming opponents. The high school football coaches show Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on our sister station, 96.1 Hank FM.
And, John, you know, we've talked about this dynamic running duo. McCartney right now on the year so far, not counting tonight's statistics yet, he's had 52 carries for 484 yards. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. And Chase Plummer has 39 carries for 248 yards, and he's averaging 6.4 yards per carry. So both running backs are averaging over 5 yards every time they touch the ball.
And Bellwood has a solid, quick, thick offensive line. It's not like they have a lot of height on the offensive line. They just are thick and they're quick. So it'll be 1st and 10, Bellwood Annis, 35-yard line after the Tyrone timeout. Golden Eagles trail 14-0. Plummer comes in motion. Fake pitch to McCartney. Plummer escapes, and he goes to the left side. He's going to get about 15. Oh, no, they're going to call him out at the 25. So that'll be a 1st and 10, but everybody on the Tyrone side screaming about holding.
Oh, there was... We're not referees, but maybe an eye test might be in store for that last play. He was hanging on him.
When you have a player pretty much have to pull his shoulder pads back in the right position and fix the uniform, there might be a hole.
I thought that was pretty obvious, but no flag.
1st and 10, Bellwood after the 10-yard scamper from Partner. Partner, quick handoff to the right side, McCartney. McCartney's going to get about 3. Owen Oakes and Marshall Martin on the stop. It'll be 2nd and about 7.
This is a nice play there by the defensive line as well as the linebackers. They got to come downhill, stop the run. Everything's so quick for Bellwood. I mean, everything inside. It's just not power blocking. Sometimes they're power blocking. Sometimes they're pulling a guard. Either way, they're mixing it up really well.
A lot of times with Bellwood, if you watch where number 65, Sam Moser, goes, that's where they go. He's their left guard. Pitch to the right side, Plummer, who's caught in the backfield. Marshall Martin, who ran an outside blitz. It's going to be about a 5-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and about 11 on the quick reverse to Plummer.
Absolute great defensive call. He came untouched and he ran him down, and that's a good loss on that play. That's going to be great for Tyrone's D. Tyrone right now needs to stop this drive and pick up this ball and get some momentum. They haven't had any momentum, John, all night.
3rd and 11, ball at the 26. Partner at quarterback with Plummer and McCartney in the backfield. Fakes a handoff, keeps it himself. He's going to get to about the 22. That'll make it 4th and about 7.
Caleb Whitby came right up and nailed him for a very short gain.
4th and 7. Let's see what Bellwood's going to do.
I think they'll go for it. I don't think Smearman's going to be able to kick it'll be close to about a what?
Close to a 40, but I mean, he was booting him in practice.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it.
4th and 7, 4:55 and counting in the first half. Tyrone trails 14-0. Partner under center with Plummer and McCartney. Let's see, we have a timeout, Bellwood Annis. 4:47 remaining in the first half, and let's say thank you to the folks who make this broadcast possible. Our presenting sponsor is the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home. The booth sponsor, Snare & Associates Mortgage Services. Regular season sponsors are Greystone Court Villas, First Stop Shop, Colonial Courtyard, Community Pharmacy, Max Market and the Gridiron, Shoe Fly and Appalachian Running Company, the Allied Milk Producers, Pacifico Bakery, and Proactive Sports. We thank you so much for making our broadcast possible on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train WTRN. Chuck, tell us about the halftime guest.
Oh, the halftime guest is John Roseberry. He is the curator for the Backyard Brawl. He's going to tell us a little bit about the Backyard Brawl Trophy, how it was originated and why, and how it goes about being done and presented to the teams. And you know, it'll be tonight on TV, that's for sure. I mean, if you watch Sports Beat, you'll see it.
I've already seen Channel 6 here, and I think I see Channel 10 here, so it'll probably be everywhere tonight. This is the game for Central Pennsylvania most every year.
And John, watch this play. They have got Tyrone set up. Both corners are flying to the ball. They could really be hurt by a halfback pass.
Like the double pass we saw last week.
A quick pitch, and it looked like a sweep, and then he pulls up and throws a short pass.
Trips right, single receiver left. McCartney, Partner rolls out, looks across. It gets knocked down. Ashton Amy on the beat down. And Tyrone has a stop. Ashton Amy knocked it down. His partner was trying to throw deep. He had an open receiver in number 11, who is Carter McCloskey. He was open on the deep post in front of the safety. But Hashanemi put a nice jumped up, knocked it down, and Tyrone gets the ball.
And Gardner, he doesn't have a whole lot of height either. So, he was rolling out, but he was still between the guards when he tried to throw that.
He's listed at 5'11", and I think that's a stretch.
Well, that's standing on the sofa.
Eli Wimmer in the gun. Hands to Whitby. Left side. He's going to get to the 25. So it'll be a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. And again, the Tyrone line did not really get much of a push. That was more Whitby than anything.
Yeah, Whitby's hitting the holes hard, but they're just not there, and it gets collapsing around them. And Bellwood's playing that really good 4-4 with a man-for-man coverage, and they're having all kind of success with it.
2nd and 7, 4:15 and counting. First half, Bellwood leads Tyrone 14-0, and it'll be big for Tyrone to score here because Bellwood gets the ball to start the second half. Wimmer under center. Robinson at fullback, Whitby at tailback, fake to Whitby. Wimmer rolls, escapes, throws it out of bounds, incomplete, but he was out of the pocket. He threw that away, so there's no intentional grounding. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
And they're just, Whitby doesn't even, not Whitby, but Wimmer doesn't even have time to throw the ball. I mean, he's rolling out, and the line of scrimmage was, the 20 to 25.
22, and he was throwing it from the 3.
Yeah, and he's running for his life and trying to throw everything on the run.
3rd and 7, ball at the 25. Tyrone trails 14-0. Tyrone needs a 1st down, if not just to run some clock off to keep from giving Bellwood another short field.
Oh, yeah.
Twins to the right, single receiver to the left.
They're going to call timeout again.
Wimmer's going to call timeout because there was 1 second left on the play clock. You can see Wimmer's getting frustrated.
Yep. They got to regroup. Now's the time to, tell them to settle down, forget the last play. You know what you're doing. Be a leader, coach them up.
3:54 until halftime. The Golden Eagles are trailing 14-0. Looking forward to seeing some of the scores at halftime and find out what all's happening in the world around us.
John, we talked about Bellwood, but Whitby's having a nice year so far. He has 50 carries for through 315 yards, so he's averaging 5.9 yards a carry with 4 touchdowns. And Eli Wimmer's having not a bad year passing. He has 36 completions and 70 attempts and 5 interceptions. He's thrown for 691 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he can move the ball, but right now he's just there's no time.
Now it's 7 interceptions and 8 touchdowns because he's thrown 2 tonight.
Right, and they've got.
I'm sorry, threw 1 tonight.
1 tonight, and then they've got the Tyrone running game stymied.
3rd and 7. Wimmer drops back. Screen pass to Whitby. Whitby, 25, 40, 45, midfield, down to the 46-yard line. They're going to call him at the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 28 on the screen pass to Caleb Whitby, and it was beautifully set up.
Yes, it was. A very nice, good blocking out front. And I'll tell you what, for Bellwood Annis, number 26, and that's Brady Crisp, sophomore. He saved a touchdown.
Whitby with a couple nice cuts, good speed, gets it to the 47. I think this is the first time Tyrone's had the ball in Bellwood territory.
Exactly right. And they have time to put points on the board, which could be huge at halftime.
They're going to call a false start on Tyrone. It looks like John Stanton wiggled a little bit. 5-yard penalty, so it'll be 1st and 15. Back on the Tyrone side of the ball at the 48. Seems like every time Tyrone makes a play to get momentum, something happens. Whitby has a great kick return, fumbles it.
And this could be a key point in this game tonight, because if they can get 7 on the board and go down 14-7 at halftime with how badly their offense has played the first half, you can sit there in the locker room and look at the kids and say, hey, we stuck them joint up pretty much the first half. We're only down by 1 score.
Tyrone has not had other than the Westmont game, it's the only solid offensive game. Eli Wimmer on the quarterback keeper, gets down to about the 38, slides for, it looks like it's going to be, they're calling it the 39, it's going to be a yard short.
Right, he went down to save himself from getting hit, and that's the other important thing, you know. And Eli's shaking his hand. I don't know whether there's something wrong with his hand a little bit or what, or unless he's telling him to hurry up.
2nd down 2, because you got to get to 37 for a first down. 8-yard gain for Woomer on the quarterback keeper. 2:30 and counting in the first half.
And Bellwood still playing that 4-3, man-for-man coverage.
Woomer hands to Whitby up the middle, gets about a yard on the right side before the entire Bellwood defense puts a whooping on him. And most of the Tyrone line turned around and watched it.
Well, nobody's getting down off their blocks and picking up the linebackers, and the linebackers are just having a field day because they're coming free on every play.
Yeah, the defensive line for Bellwood just standing up the Tyrone offensive line, and the linebackers for Bellwood getting a free run.
They're filling the gaps, and you know they're giving up a yard or a half a yard, you know, for a play. That's a win for the defense every time.
They might give Whitby the length of the football. 3rd and just under 2 at the 39-yard line. 1:45 remaining in the first half. Woomer takes a snap, throws it Marshall Martin. Let's see where it was a hit as soon as he caught it. Good catch by Marshall Martin. Number 12 on the stop for Bellwood. That's Curtis Shedlock.
They're going to mark him a little short.
It looks like he's got it. No, they're calling him a yard short.
Yeah, they're calling him short. He's short. Yeah. So they
it looked like he was at the first down, but I don't know how the Coach Franco is going to take a timeout with 1:15 remaining in the first half. Bellwood leads Tyrone 14-0. Coach Franco, this is more of a timeout to talk to the referee and say, what about the spot of that ball?
Yeah, I mean, he had forward progress to the, looked like it was at least to the 36, and then they drove him back to the 38, but that's where they spotted it. I mean, he was wrapped up as soon as he caught that ball. And you figure forward progress is where he was wrapped up, not where he fell backwards when he was hit.
4th and 1 at the 38. What do you call?
Well, they're having no success at all going up the middle. And I think right now Bellwood's going to end up blitzing both A gaps, meaning the both gaps on between the center and the guard on both sides of the ball, because they're going to expect Whitby. So they're going to have to do something outside the tackles, I think, and it's going to have to be quick.
Whitby is not in at tailback. It's going to be Ashton Amy, who is much bigger. Caleb Whitby,
well, you've got Robbins
maybe
back
175. Ashton Amy's at tailback. He's probably 210.
You've got Robinson in there for a blocker.
Yep.
I look for this to go off tackle to the left, to the right.
Extra lineman. Hand off Amy,
There
cuts
it is.
left.
He got it.
He's going to get to the 41. That's going to be a first down for Tyrone. Clock stops as they set the ball and move the chains. 1:10 remaining. Golden Eagles are out of timeouts.
Yeah, this is where they have to, getting the play in quickly. Boy, the clock is just now.
1:10 and counting.
Wow.
Tyrone huddles up. One minute remaining in the first half. Tyrone's starting to drive. Woomer in the gun. Drops back. He goes nowhere and takes a big hit as he tries to step up in the pocket and escape.
Yeah.
66 for Bellwood on the stop. That's Cooper Loveridge.
And Woomer should have hit that outside. Everyone was clogging up the middle. Tyrone's got to be
He's still waiting for Ashton Amy to get in place before he can spike it. That took 20 seconds off the clock. There's a penalty down. Are they saying that Mason Amy wasn't set?
illegal procedure against Tyrone.
He got to the spot and set. Tyrone's going to go back another 5.
A situation like this, situation like this, you've got to have maybe 2 or 3 plays. You should be in a 2-minute drill or something, but they can't afford to burn 20 seconds off the clock.
They're calling a false start on 6, which is Mason Amy. 31 seconds. Ball is at the Tyrone 47. 2nd down and 20 now. Here comes the Golden Eagles hustling to the huddle. And the play clock's going, and the game clock's running.
And they're taking their time. There's no sense of urgency whatsoever. Walking to the line of scrimmage. Wow.
Motion for Robinson. Woomer gets the snap, drops back, steps up, looks, nowhere to go, and he gets sacked. I think that's going to be the end of the first half. I don't think Tyrone's going to try to run another play because they're not going to get everybody back in 5 seconds. 2-1, and that will end the first half. The Bellwood Ennis Blue Devils have basically run the first half whatever they want. They are leading 14-0 at halftime. So as we go to halftime for the Snare & Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth, this is Tyrone Golden Eagle football. The halftime show is next. It's presented by the Richard H. Searer Funeral Home on 96.9, 100.7 The Train, WTRN.
The Richard H. Searer Funeral Home is proud to be a sponsor of local high school sports. They've been proudly serving the Tyrone area since 1854. Their compassionate staff of funeral directors will help your family celebrate the life of your loved one. They provide a variety of services, including traditional funerals and graveside ceremonies, basic and full-service cremation options, grief support, pre-planning, and more. Give them a call at 684-3216 or visit their website at SearerFuneralHomeINC.com.
Rising food prices bringing you down? Take a trip to First Stop Shop, where customer satisfaction is their #1 priority. First Stop Shop has the groceries and household items you need at discounted prices, produce, dairy, meats, and more. Check out First Stop Shop on Facebook for daily updates and specials. First Stop Shop, 1815 Union Avenue at Altoona.
marching band. perception of privilege and happiness versus poverty and struggle. We initially think of ourselves as separate and different. When we open our eyes and hearts, we begin to see that both sides share common experiences, and the figurative facts that divide us begin to separate. And when we see others as people, we treat them with kindness and understanding, we join together to become a stronger community. The band is under the band is led on the field by drum majors Brooke Wilson and Hannah Gable. Soloists in order of appearance are Emma Conley, Alexis Martinez, Hannah Gable, Evan Laird, and Aiden Miller. The band is under the direction of Mr. David Hawk, and instructional staff include Rob Bonsall, Ryan Pepich, Marcia Fink, Lisa Geisinger, Wayne Hunter, and Katie Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Golden Eagle Marching Band and both sides of the track.
And if that happens, you might as well kiss your playoff hopes goodbye. So, they've got to make some adjustments here, and they've got to come out ready to play. They can't come out flat, John.
And right now, Tyrone is ranked 4th in the district, and 4 teams make it to the AAA playoffs. So this will hurt them if they don't pull this, if they don't have a good second half. Bellwood comes out for their warm-ups before the second half. Golden Eagles are getting ready for themselves to come out as well. The one thing I noticed at the end of the half, it looked like there was a little bit of finger pointing on Tyrone's side, and Eli Wimmer was getting a little frustrated. How does Coach Franco calm him down and get him set to play the second half?
You take them. Sometimes you're in that locker room over there at halftime. It's crowded. You just want to get them one-on-one. I can remember an instance where I had Jesse Jones, and he was really upset with our quarterback, Brandon Hoover, because he turned the wrong way on a handoff. But unfortunately for Brandon, he had told Jesse all day that he wasn't going to let him score if they were on the 2-yard line. And Jesse thought that he robbed him of a touchdown, and those two went at it on our sidelines. And I had to take Jesse into the shower and say, Jesse, chill out. It's going to be okay. So I think that's what they need to do with Eli. Get him away from, the internal talk. Everybody's chopping. We need to do this. You need to come here. You need to help me on this play. Get him to start focusing, refocus, and come out in the third quarter ready to play what the game plan called for.
And the one thing you look at with Bellwood's running backs, the two-headed monster, Plummer and McCartney, both of them are coming off ACLs.
And you would never know that. No. I mean, the way they're running, I'm very impressed by the Bellwood Ennis Blue Devils tonight. They look tough.
So we're about set for the second half. About another minute and a half to go before we start the second half kickoff. Want to remind everybody about our coaches show Wednesday night on our sister station 96.1 Hank FM. Starts at 7 o'clock. The high school coaches show with Dave Shannon and Jared Kruger. They're going to sit down with Altoona head football coach Vince Niedermeyer at Behe Brothers across from the old Sheets in Juniata. They'll look back at tonight's game where Altoona is leading Central Dauphin, and they'll look at the upcoming opponents. The high school coaches show Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on our sister station, 96.1 Hank FM.
And John, another thing while we have a minute here, we need to thank all the people that contact us on the WTRN Facebook page and also the text messages that we get. We have people listening to these broadcasts in California, Texas, Florida, Virginia, Maine, Germany. We've actually Miami, in Georgia. So it's being well received, and they look forward to Golden Eagle football. And we can't name you, obviously, because there's so many of you, but we're glad you're appreciating the games. We're glad you're supporting Tyrone Golden Eagle football. And just as more importantly, we're glad you're listening to WTRN Radio.
One thing that was interesting, when the band did their performance of the national anthem, the alma mater, some of the members of the 1975 Golden Eagle Marching Band were out there with them. This weekend is their 50th class reunion, the Tyrone class of 75. And also the class of 83, they're getting together this weekend to celebrate their 60th birthday as a class. So it's really cool how all the classes here in Tyrone always stick together. You get the great reunions, but now everybody's putting together their 0 birthdays. So it's like 60th, everybody gets together. 50th, everybody gets together. So it's really cool how they do that.
Yep. It's a small town. It's a small town America. Now we're getting ready for the kickoff here.
Bellwood is set to return the kickoff. Let's see who's back for the Blue Devils. Looks like 28. No, it's 26. Plummer, and it looks like 44, Jackson Dormany back for the Blue Devils. Titus Novak will kick it off at the 40. Tyrone trails 14-0, and in reality, it could be a lot worse. So let's hope the Golden Eagles have a good second half. We have a solid game, and it goes down to the end. Titus Novak has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Kicks it deep. Plummer's going to take it at the 10, 20, 25, finds a seat, gets to 35. Brought down at the 37-yard line. That is going to be 50. 5 on the tackle for Tyrone. That's Colton Walk along with number 20. That is Colton Wilson.
And boy, they just don't want to go down. Plummer, he was hit back at about the 28-yard line, and he just moved the pile 8 yards.
Be 1st and 10, Bellwood. Ball at the 38, the second possession they've had in their own territory all night tonight. Partner in the gun. McCartney behind him. Plummer in motion. Handoff McCartney, left side. He gets about 8. Mason and Ashton Amy on the stop. They're giving him 9, so it'll be up to about the 47. 2nd down and about 1.
Boy, the one running back comes right down and does a J block, drives the defensive end out. The tackles, the offensive end comes down on the tackle. Huge hole there, and McCartney doesn't even get hit until he's 6-7 yards down the field.
2nd down 1, ball at the 47. Partner under center. Handoff to number 30. Escapes. Whitby misses the tackle. Owen Oaks brings him down at the 45. That's number 30 for Bellwood. Colin Gibbons on the end around. Going to get about 8 for a 1st down. Dylan Robinson had him in the backfield, just never got a chance to wrap him up. He spun and got away from him.
And Whippy had him on the edge here, but he took a little head fake, and you don't look at the head, you look at the chest when you're going to make an open field tackle. You can move your head, but you can't move your chest.
10:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bellwood leads 14-0. Twins right, twins left. McCartney to the right of Partner. Handoff. And he just runs over Owen Oaks and gets another 5 yards. Owen hits him about 2 yards after the line of scrimmage, and he ran through him and got 3 more.
And their offensive line just came right down. You probably saw it. The defensive end was there, and he just drove him 4 or 5 yards out. Their blocking is so well timed. Bellwood's doing a very nice job on their blocking assignments up front.
2nd down 5, ball at the 40. 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Partner hands off to McCartney, right side. Good low hit. Marshall Martin hit him around the knees. Looks like he's going to get about 2. Going to get to about the 38. Marshall Martin a little slow getting up, but he says he's fine. 3rd down 3, ball at 38. Tyrone adding more defensive linemen.
Now they're playing a 5-2. Tyrone is.
Handoff McCartney, left side. Woomer escapes his tackle. He just knocks Marshall Martin he threw a stiff arm and pushed Marshall Martin 5 yards away. It's going to be a 1st down. Bellwood inside the 20-yard line. That was a good 20-yard run for McCartney.
Yep, and you notice the tackle that Eli Woomer tried to put on him. He tried to grab him up by the shoulder pads. You're not going to get McCartney down by grabbing him on the shoulder pads.
And Marshall Martin was trying to go for the waist, and McCartney got him with a stiff arm, and he pushed him 3 yards.
Yeah, they're just
got his feet off the ground.
Both running backs are just physically dominating Tyrone's defense right now.
1st and 10, ball at the 19. Split backs with Plummer and McCartney. Hand off to Plummer, right side. Going to get inside down to about the 16, gain of about 3. Dylan Robinson on the stop along with Owen Oaks. 7-yard gain. 2nd and goal at about the 12. Can't tell which number it is because we have the corner of the booth in the way.
I know.
Chuck's trying to look through the next booth. I'm trying to stick my head out the window and see what's happening.
A little tiny window here.
8:15 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Bellwood leads 14-0. Partner with Plummer to his left, McCartney behind him. Handoff McCartney, left side. Nobody's going to touch him. 12 yards later, Alex McCartney is in the end zone for a touchdown.
And he would have scored if they were playing flag football. Nobody touched him.
He would have scored if there was 14 people on the defense that time, I think.
Yeah, he just went in standing up untouched from 12 yards out.
Alex McCartney with the touchdown. It's going to bring in number 16, Niall Smearman for the extra point. Out of the hold of Brendan McNeilis. And that is not how Tyrone hoped the second half would open up.
No.
And Eli Wimmer gets a partial block on it. It's short, no good. So that'll keep the score at 20-0. And Eli Wimmer is so good at getting off that edge and getting a block PAT.
He's fast.
That's his third one this year, I think. So with 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Golden Eagles are trailing 20-0. And the Golden Eagles will get the ball for the first time in the second half and hopefully put a drive together and get some points on the board. Coach Franco talking it up with his kick return team.
Here's a good one, John. We've got a gentleman who's from Los Angeles, California, Chris Wilson. You probably know Chris. He's up in Connecticut, and he is watching from Connecticut. And Emmy and Bob Pavica, if I'm saying that right, welcome to Golden Eagle football. Unfortunately, it's not a Golden Eagle night as of right now, but you're watching it on the stream and listening to WTRN.
George Kalp is he's in Presbyterian Hospital out in Pittsburgh. Wasn't able to get discharged today, but he's watching it and listening to the feed on. Hope you get better, George. Spearman to kick off from the 40, kicks it deep. It goes over the head of Whitby into the end zone for a touchback. So it'll be Tyrone ball, 1st and 10 on their 20-yard line with 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
And, John, while we have a minute, everybody knows Kenny Miles.
Yep.
Mr. Megaphone.
Saw him tonight.
I was talking to him, too. For years and years and years, Kenny would go through the bleachers here with his megaphone every time Tyrone scored and yell, "We are," and the fans would say, "Tyrone."
Yeah.
Well, Kenny has to retire and hang it up. We all get old eventually. And, we want to give a shout-out to him and thank him so much for all the support he gave Tyrone Golden Eagle football and athletics over the years.
1st and 10, Tyrone. Trips right, twins left. Whitby comes in motion. Inside handoff to Whitby. Cuts to the right side. Breaks free. 30, 40. Slides he went to make a cut and slipped. He's at about the 37-yard line.
And
nice 17-yard play to open the half.
Best Tyrone offensive play of the evening. No penalties. And good ball handling by Eli Wilmer on that because both linebackers came over to the right side to try to tackle Eli, and he gave it off to Whippy, who was bouncing to the left. So
I thought for a second nice. he got me again. He gets me once a game.
I thought he had it too. Nice ball handling.
Trips right, twins left. Wilmer back in the gun by himself. Whitby in motion again. Fakes a handoff to Whitby. Eli takes it this time. Gets about 7. Gets from the 37 to about the 43. That'll be a 6-yard gain. 2nd down, 4.
They came back with the same play that time. Put it into Caleb Whippy's belly and pulled it out and took it right up off the guard. Nice 6-yard gain.
2nd and 4, 6:55 and counting in the third quarter. Tyrone is trailing 20-0. Twins left, single receiver right. Marshall Martin in motion. Wilmer going to keep it himself behind Whitby. He's going to get nowhere. Mike got a half yard. Gets to the 44. So it'll be 3rd down and 3.
And, John, on that play, I saw 4 white jerseys there and just 1 black jersey. Unfortunately, the only black jersey was Eli Wilmer. Yeah. There wasn't any black jerseys blocking any of those white jerseys.
I did not see an offensive lineman downfield at all.
Nope.
3rd and 3, ball at the 44. Marshall Martin in motion. Wilmer takes a snap. Throws it behind Braden Parsons. Incomplete, so it'll be a 4th down and 3. Ball at the 44. Is this 4-down territory for Coach Franco? I mean, you're down 20-0. Bellwood's going to just hold the ball and hold the ball. If they throw a ball again the rest of the game, I'll be surprised.
You know, the other thing is the last punt only went 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So, and right now, the Bellwood Annis Blue Devils are daring Eli to throw the ball. They're playing all 11 guys inside of, now they're dropping back a little bit, but that last 2 plays, then they're coming back up. They're all inside the...
Eli throws an interception. It is number 12 for Bellwood, Curtis Shedlock. Wimmer tried to force it into Marshall Martin, threw it a little behind him, and it was picked off. And Bellwood will take over just inside of their territory at the 48.
And that was thrown into a big circle of white jerseys there. He had time.
Tyrone sets up on defense, trailing 20-0. Bellwood takes over at the 48. Partner on the pitch to McCartney. McCartney with nobody near him. Good tackle by Braden Parsons at the 35. He was the one man to beat, and he went for the ankles and took McCartney down.
And the defense that has looked good through the first 4 games has not even showed up tonight, John. They're just getting blown out every play, the defensive front.
Well, the one thing that John said in the pregame interview, and he said all week, if Bellwood's the best line we're going to run into, these are the best running backs we're going to run into. It was one of those where it was going to be the ultimate test for Tyrone because they have not seen this caliber of competition yet.
No, and the Bellwood line is hitting. They're not just stalemating. They are hitting and driving.
I mean, you look, Bellwood splits are ankle to ankle. Partner's going to roll. He thinks about throwing, but there's nobody out there. It's going to be a sack. Ashton Amy on the sack. It's going to be a big loss. Going to go from the 35 back to about the 41, 42. I think Partner thought his receiver, number 81, Jeffrey Waite, was going to go out for a pass, and he just kept blocking Mason Amy like it was going to be a run.
Exactly. And Connor Zupon, number 11 for Tyrone, he did a nice job. He actually shut down the end and made sure that he didn't take the head fakes that Parsons was trying to put on him, and kept him contained.
4:35 in the third quarter. Tyrone is trailing 20-0. Oh, there's a false start.
They got that
Plummer
one.
jumped. That'll be backed up 5 more. The first time they've called it. McCartney leans every play. That time Plummer left his feet. So they go back 5. It'll take it to the 48-yard line to be second down and 24.
And right now, penalties are helping Tyrone keep them getting short sticks. They've got the second in a field trip right now.
Oh, there was a sack they had a sack, and now they have a penalty on top of it. But Tyrone is trying to put a stop on him. Second 24, ball at the 48. Plummer's in motion, fake the pitch to McCartney. They're going to try the inside screen. It was behind him. Tipped away. Kyler Sahoney got his hands on it to deflect it and keep the pass from being caught. Number 30 was the intended receiver, Colin Gibbons, on the quick little dumper over the middle.
And number 33 for Tyrone Robinson, he was coming. He was blitzing hard from his outside linebacker position, and I think Dylan had his sights set on Parsons, and Parsons didn't want any part of Dylan Robinson.
4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Tyrone trailing 20-0. Bellwood with trips to the right, single receiver to left. Partner looks to throw. He's just going to throw deep. Mason Amy knocks it away. It's going to be incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 24. Ball at the 48-yard line, and Bellwood's going to do something they have not done tonight.
Their first punt. And that was nice coverage by Amy. He was right on his hip. He rode with him. He used the sidelines to shield him, and it was right there. Good play.
Defensive backs have played well for Tyrone all year. Mason Amy has 4 picks. Braden Parsons has 2. Owen Oakes has 2.
And they've played good defense tonight. They've made a lot of tackles. As defensive backs making that many tackles.
High end over end punt. Eli Woomer with the fair catch at the 16-yard line. Make it 17. It'll be 1st and 10, Tyrone.
Now, right now, you tell your offense, okay, forget the score. Let's go right back to the chalkboard, and let's do our plays. Let's run these plays that are called, and let's get better. Forget about the score. Forget about what's going on. Let's turn this around a little bit and get better each play.
Get a first down, and then get the next first down. You
Right.
can't get them all at once, get a first down and go.
Because once you start pressing, then you just make mental mistakes. So they've got to go with what got them here.
1st and 10, ball at the Tyrone 17. 3:55 remaining in the third quarter. 20-0. Bellwood leads. Woomer, quick pitch to Whitby, right side. Gets around the end. He's still going. That's going to be close. He gets to about they're going to mark him about the 26.5. That's going to be close to a first down.
And there were 5 black jerseys out in front of him blocking there. What a difference that makes.
First down, Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they're going to give him that first down.
Well, that's a first down for the Golden Eagles. Like we said, 1 first down at a time. I formation. No, it's going to be a split eye. Woomer under center. Robinson leaning to the right side. Whippy in the eye. Pitch to Whippy again, right side. He's going to get 4. Going to get maybe to the 20 or the 30. 31. They're going to give him 4 on it. It's going to be 2nd down 6.
And right now, the adjustment that's being made offensively by Tyrone is they're not going anywhere between the tackles. Let's go outside. Go outside. Go outside. The last 3 plays have been sweeps and bouncing outside to the right.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 30. Tyrone trails 20-0 with 2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Woomer under center. Pitch to Ben Walk. He's going to throw back to Eli Woomer. And it gets maybe 2. Going to get to about the 32.
And he was covered pretty good.
The old Friday special.
Yep. And it was...
They brought Ben Walk in to play tailback. And injury for Bellwood, that's McCartney a little slow getting up. I'm not sure if it's cramping or... So we have an injury timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break. From the Snare & Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth, this is Tyrone Golden Eagle football, presented by the Richard H. Searer Funeral Home. The 30-second timeout on 96.9, 100.7, The Train, WTRN.
Golden Eagle football on the train is brought to you by the Richard H. Searer Funeral Home, Greystone Court Villas, First Stop Shop, Colonial Courtyard, Community Pharmacy, Max Market and the Gridiron, Shoe Fly and Appalachian Running Company, Snare & Associates Mortgage Services, the Allied Milk Producers, and by Pacifico Bakery on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train.
Back at Gray Field, 3rd and 5. Tyrone with the ball at the 32. Woomer rolls right, looks, throws deep. Braden Parsons all by himself. He's got it. 20, makes a cut. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 78-yard completion. 68-yard completion. Eli Woomer to Braden Parsons, and Parsons has a way to get open. He got an 80-yard completion for a touchdown last week. 68 this week off the arm of Eli Woomer. And that brings Tyrone within a game, making it 20-6 with the extra point on the way. Titus Novak is going to attempt the extra point. Beautifully thrown ball from Eli Woomer and good effort from Braden Parsons to break a couple tackles, score the touchdown from Tyrone. Novak to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, kick is up and good. So with 1:48 remaining in the third quarter, Tyrone cuts into the lead. Bellwood 20, Tyrone 7. And it's the first big defensive stop Tyrone had where they got the ball back other than the turnover where they wound up throwing a pick on the first play. First big drive for Tyrone where they were actually moving the ball before the big play to Braden Parsons.
And they set that up nicely with running, and they faked that handoff, and he ran a beautiful route. He ran a flag, and the ball couldn't have been played better. It was right where it needed to be, the outside shoulder. And then when he caught the ball, he turned his speed on, and then I really liked how he stopped on a dime and let the defender go by him, and then cut inside and outran the other defender to the end zone. Nice play by Braden Parsons.
The only problem is we can't pick him as player of the game again. Already got him once.
I know. We're going to have to start thinking of that. I mean, somebody's going to have to come forward, because right now it's like, okay.
Player of the game will be presented after the game. It's presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home. We want to say thanks to Terry and the folks down there for making that happen, where we honor a Tyrone player every week as the Tyrone player of the game.
Now, this is another 3-and-out play. I mean, there's plenty of time left,
Got a quarter and a minute 48.
And you never know when you have a missed extra point how important that could be later on.
Tyrone learned that against Bellefonte.
Absolutely.
Novak kicks it off deep. It is really deep. Dormany takes it at the 3, 10, 15, 20, makes a cut, 30, 35. Gets knocked down finally at about the 37, 38. They're going to spot him at the 36. We got a 30-yard return for Jackson Dormany. It'll be Bellwood ball, 1st and 10. They're going to mark it at the 37 now.
And their running backs and specialty players have shown really good speed tonight. He covered that quick.
I thought at first when Titus kicked it, it was over his head. He made a good run to get back and get it. And he went 20 yards before he was touched. Partner in the gun, McCartney in the eye. 26 in motion. Hand off McCartney, left side. He pulls Tyrone defenders, gets about 8 on the play. Owen Oakes comes up, and Tyler Sahoney on the stop, but it's still 8-yard carry, 2nd and 2 for McCartney.
And Owen Oakes is, he's going in there, he's making the tackles, he's hitting them, but he's just they're going for a ride. I mean, he was low, but McCartney, hey, you got to give due to McCartney. He's just a heck of a running back.
I mean, Owen Oakes is doing everything you can, form tackling right on the money, and McCartney still drags him. Ball! Snap exchange. Let's see who got it. Looks like Bellwood has recovered it, and they're actually going to get about a half yard out of it. Partner recovered the bad snap. They're going to get about a half yard on the forward progress of the fumble. 3rd down and 1, ball's at the 46.
And that would have been nice if Tyrone would have been able to get that one coming off that touchdown.
It'd be nice to get a short field.
Absolutely.
3rd and 1. Partner's going to keep it himself. 4 yards before he gets touched by anybody. It wound up being Lucas Bonsall and Owen Oakes on the stop. But it's a 1st down for Bellwood.
And this will just be grinding, and I think Bellwood is going to just let this run out, John.
We're going to get ready to start the 4th quarter. Yeah. I don't know where my head is right this second. Time is running out in the 3rd quarter as we go to the 4th quarter. Bellwood 20, Tyrone 7. You're listening to Tyrone Golden Eagle football for the Snare & Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth, presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train, WTRN.
The Richard H. Sear Funeral Home is proud to be a sponsor of local high school sports. They've been proudly serving the Tyrone area since 1854. Their compassionate staff of funeral directors will help your family celebrate the life of your loved one. They provide a variety of services, including traditional funerals and graveside ceremonies, basic and full-service cremation options, grief support, pre-planning, and more. Give them a call at 684-3216 or visit their website at SearFuneralHomeInc.com.
Something bugging you? It's time to call Premier Pest Control. If your home or office is being overtaken by insects or rodents, call 684-2600. Premier Pest Control offers 24-hour guaranteed response to your call. Avoid the hassle of having to explain your problem to several people before you even see the serviceman. When you call Premier Pest Control, you'll talk directly to the serviceman. So call 684-2600 and tell them what's bugging you. Premier Pest Control offers 24-hour response, serving Altoona, Tyrone, State College, and surrounding areas.
96.9 and 100.7. The Train. The Train. WTRN.
Fourth quarter ready and underway. Bellwood up 20-7. McCartney on the handoff. Gets about 2. Second down, 8. We're in the fourth quarter. Ball is in Tyrone territory at the 47-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils. Tyrone needs a stop, Chuck.
Yes, they do. And they're still sitting in that 4-3, 4 front, 3 linebackers. Sometimes they drop down to a 5-2. But I don't think they're going to see any passes here right now. I think Bellwood's just going to try to grind the clock.
Partner under center. McCartney comes in motion. Pitch to Plummer. Caught in the backfield. Oh, good hit. Mason Amy and Caleb Whitby, who came up from his cornerback spot to help clean it up. That's going to be about a 5-yard loss back to the 49 of Bellwood. So make it about a 3rd down and 12.
Mason Amy playing good both on offense and defense.
That was Ashton Amy on the stop, and Whitby came up to clean house. Ashton Amy's in defensive end is number 4.
4? Okay.
Easy to confuse them. They're both called. They're both single numbers. This Ashton's a little thicker and Mason's a little faster. 3rd and 12, 49-yard line of Bellwood. Partner drops back. Robinson coming. Partner throws behind, incomplete, bounces it to number 30 for Bellwood. Colin Gibbons. Tyrone is going to get a stop.
And what a blitz by Robbins. He just put his ears back, and he came from the opposite end of the field, and he forced that pass to go quick and short.
I think the best thing that Dylan Robinson did besides putting pressure on was stopping instead of putting a thumping on Partner, because that would have been a late hit in 15 and kept the drive going.
Absolutely.
Tyrone set for the punt return. Eli Woomer is deep at the 15. Takes the ball at the 16. Makes a cut. Goes nowhere. Dormany gets to the 20-yard line. Good tackle from Jackson Dormany. Eli Wimmer tried to make a cut on him, and Dormany went nowhere.
He got about there. He fell forward, so we'll give him a yard on the return there.
He gets it to the 20, so it'll be 1st and 10 Golden Eagles as they set up shop, trailing by 13 with 10:26 remaining.
You know, John, I came in tonight, and Paul Amy, Ashton, and Mason's
grandfather, or
dad. He said, "Hey, Coach," and we started talking. He said, "You know, those my boys out there." I said, "Yeah, I know. They're really playing good. They really shot up. They got bigger, stronger, quicker." He said, "Yeah, they're pretty." I said, "They're pretty good athletes." He said, "Yeah, thank you." And I said, "Yep, they must take after their mother."
We know Paulie sure wasn't quick.
He just laughed.
1st and 10, ball at the 20. Woomer in the gun. Inside, John Stroup. He's going to get maybe a yard. Ball is out, and Bellwood has it. Now you see heads starting to drop for the Golden Eagles.
You know, there comes a point in time, and Coach Franco will, I'm sure, when they look at films, he'll say, look, you know, when there's 3 guys hitting you, go down. Don't try to fight for an extra half yard, because what they're doing is they're holding them up so somebody else can come in and rip the ball out. And that's exactly what happened.
Bellwood's going to take over on a short field, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 10:16, right after a big stop from the Golden Eagle defense.
And that's the 3rd Tyrone turnover tonight. We said that would be huge. And if they score, they'll get 21 points off of turnovers.
Partner waits a snap in the gun. Hand to McCartney. Oh, no, Partner's going to keep it himself. Owen Oakes on the tackle. How did the ref miss that? 58 took a swing at Robinson, and nobody did anything. Could be a 5-yard gain for Partner. Owen Oakes on the tackles, be 2nd down and 5.
Well, Tyrone's going to have to see if they can, you know, keep this close.
9:45, Golden Eagles trail 20-7.
And they're staying in that. Looks like they've moved to a 5-2 now. Tyrone's playing a 5-2.
McCartney in the eye. Takes the handoff right side. 12 yards before he's touched, and 16 yards later, he's in the end zone. Alex McCartney with a 16-yard run, and it was 12 yards before he was even touched. And the first person who touched him was Eli Woomer in the backfield. And it's 26-7 Bellwood with 9:27 remaining.
They've been running that play all night with 100% success. They come down, the tackle is there on the linebacker. The offensive tight end is coming down on Tyrone's defensive tackle, and they kick out with the other back. And there's a huge hole there each time, John.
Extra point is up, and it is no good. He hooked it to the left. So with 9:27 remaining, he got all his foot into it, but Tyrone is trailing 26-7 with 9:26 remaining in the ballgame.
Sometimes when you get a kick blocked like he did the last time, you have a tendency to lift your head up just as you're coming up to kick the ball to see where the pressure's coming from. That time there was no pressure, but once you lift your head up, you're not pointing your toes the right way.
I want to take a moment and thank our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. The Richard H. Sear Funeral Home is our presenting sponsor. Snare Associates Mortgage Services sponsor the broadcast booth. Greystone Court Villas, First Stop Shop, Colonial Courtyard. Community Pharmacy, Max Market, and the Gridiron, Shoe Fly and Appalachian Running Company, Allied Milk Producers, Pacifico Bakery, and Proactive Sports, the folks who bring you Tyrone Golden Eagle football week after week. Next week, we're on Saturday. We go to Mansion Park. The Golden Eagles will take on Bishop Guilfoyle on a Saturday night.
And that ought to be interesting to see what kind of crowd they get there, because the Oregon Ducks and the Penn State Nittany Lions are playing at 8 o'clock. That's the biggest game of the year around Pennsylvania here, college-wise.
Smearman kicks it deep. Whitby takes it at the 17. Looks up the middle. Big hole to start. Runs into Bellwood defenders. Gets to about the 35. Good hustle, Caleb Whitby on the return. And
nice
that
return.
cut hole, just every time he looks for a cut, it's just not there.
Yeah, well, they're coming down, standing in their lanes, and they're pinching. They're pinching really well. They being, of course, the Blue Devils from Bellwood. They come down and they stay in their lanes, and then once the running back commits, if he's going to stay inside the hash, then the hashes start to pinch in, and there's really nowhere to cut back lane.
1st and 10, Golden Eagles. 9:20 remaining in the ball game. Bellwood is up 26-7. Twins left. Marshall Martin ends up in motion. Twins right. Woomer rolls right. Looks. Hits Ashton Amy at the 45. 50. Bounces off a tackle. Gets down to the 46.
And boy, he got
slow getting up.
He got hit. Number 26. Who was that? Is that Chase Plummer?
Yes, 26. Yeah, 26 is
Chase Plummer. He came across and he really put a helmet into the back of the neck of Amy there.
They're looking at him for a cramp right now. Looks like they're trying to stretch out a cramp. That's about it.
I hope so.
But it was good effort on Ashton Amy. Nice catch. Extra effort to get another 5 yards. Tyrone will have the ball at the 46-yard line with a first down with 9:10 remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, that's good to see. That was done right in front of the Tyrone bench. He's getting up there. Looks like he's walking it off, but there were so many people standing around there. I just saw 26 going in there, and it looked like there was going to be almost head-to-head contact there. So thank goodness that was not the case.
1st and 10, Tyrone, ball at the Bellwood Annis 46. Bellwood leads 26-7. Parsons in motion. Woomer drops back. Throws deep, and it's way over the head. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Bellwood's number 30, Cooper Gibbons. Eli threw that 20 yards past where Mason Amy was. And it went in and out of the hands of number 30 for Bellwood, Colin Gibbons. That could have been another interception.
Yeah, it was pretty close to double coverage again. They're playing way deep, so you might want to just shorten that up a little bit, do like a hitch, or something, and get 8-9 yards.
I think the last hitch Eli threw was a pick six. I think he's kind of gun shy on that right now.
Yeah. Now there's
What do we have going on?
officials are looking at 20-second clock was
They're
not running
resetting
down.
their 25-second the play clock.
They're trying to get it to reset. The referee's still signaling to reset.
I think he's going to just let it go to 25 and stop it.
Nope, he's letting it run.
Woomer, with Whippy's beside him, rolls left, throws it to Robinson. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, gets a first down. Good hustle by Dylan Robinson to get about 12 yards on that completion.
And that was all Dylan Robinson there, and that's what we were saying. Take that short pass, let him catch the ball, let him make 5-6 yards on the run. Comes up with a first down, but boy, that was a good hard run.
The referee's stopping something?
Yeah, he's stopping the clock again.
Play clock is going to be kept on the field because it looks like the play clock is having the 40-second clock is having issues.
It's out. It's not even on.
First and 10, Tyrone, ball at the 34. Fake the handoff to Whitby. Deep, Braden Parsons, just over his fingertips.
What an effort by Parsons. Half a step on that.
Wimmer just let him just a hair too far. Parsons ran the post flag and had his defensive back beat by 5 yards, just a little overthrown by Eli Wimmer.
Yeah, nice blocking there. They picked up, Caleb Whitby picked up the blitz, and he did a nice job giving Wimmer time to throw that ball.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Caleb to pick up that blitz because there was a free run. He had a free run.
He was coming hard.
Second down 10, ball at the 34. 8:17 remaining in the ball game. Golden Eagles trail 26-7. Wimmer under center. Fakes a handoff to Whitby. Wimmer hits Whitby on the sort of the wheel route coming off the fake. Gets about 15. He looks like they're marking him just inside the 20, so it'll be a 15-yard completion, first and 10, Golden Eagles.
And this is what you like to see. You know, Tyrone went down 26-7. They're not quitting. You know, they're getting into that rhythm, and it's like we said a little bit ago, do the plays, work hard, keep going, forget about the score.
First and 10, ball just inside the 20. Wimmer in the gun. Robinson and Whitby splitting them. Wimmer looks, rolls. He's going to get sacked at the 35-yard line. Didn't get it out in time. He thought about trying to throw it to Braden Parsons as he was going down, but they marked him down, and it would have been an intentional grounding because it didn't make it to the line of scrimmage if he didn't throw it. When he threw it when he did.
15-yard loss on that play.
And it was almost like he saw somebody open and then waited, and then the rush was there, and he tried to run at the last second. He didn't make the roll early enough. Mm-hmm. It almost seemed like it was in slow motion coming to him.
Yep.
7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Tyrone trailing 26-7. Robinson in motion.
Well, Tyrone moved. They're going to call illegal procedure. Now they're short-circuiting now.
False start on Tyrone's going to make it a 2nd and 30. Ball at the 40. Tyrone has to get to the 10 for a first down.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 30. Key here, John, don't try to get 30 yards in one play. You know, get it down to, if you can get it down to 15, 12, then you've got 2 plays because they're not going to punt. You know, you might as well go for it. So they've got 3.
The screens have worked well tonight to Whitby. The drags across the middle have worked well. Wimmer drops back, steps up, throws across the middle. Mason Amy hit as he catches it, and it is incomplete. Jackson Dormany breaks up the pass. That's one of them classic defensive back plays where as you're catching the ball, he throws his arm and knocks his one arm off the ball, and the ball ends up incomplete.
And that would have been nice because that would have been a 20-yard gain, and that's what they would have needed to come up with third and 20, or third and 10.
If they would have been 20.
Third and 10.
6:39. Clock is stopped on the incompletion. Twins right, Twins left. Whitby to the right. Robinson in motion. Wimmer drops, and he is sacked.
Oh, my.
24, Ethan Shawley. It's right around number 74, Caden Harris.
He just ran right over Harris. He just drove him right back into Eli Wimmer.
So it'll be 4th and 40 at the 50-yard line.
Now you might want to punt.
That's what it looks like they're going to do.
Yep.
And Eli looks a little banged up.
Oh, he's been taking some shots the last 3 or 4. They're just coming. They're sending the linebackers, and they're just coming.
6 minutes and counting. Titus Novak back at his 39-yard line to punt. Dormany back to return it. Winds up going to 30. The other back, Kellen Gibbons, a senior, catches it to 20, gets about a 10-yard return. So it's about a 31-yard punt, 10-yard return for Bellwood with 5:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Bellwood leads 26-7.
Mason Amy in on a tackle there for Tyrone.
Coaches show this Wednesday night on 96.1 Hank FM, presented by, at 7 o'clock, Dave Shannon, Jared Pruger, sitting down with Vince Niedermeyer, the Altoona head coach, at the outside the old Sheets, the Behe Brothers building. They'll recap their game tonight, look ahead to the upcoming opponents. High School Coaches Show Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on our sister station, 96.1 Hank FM. Here comes Tyrone on defense, Bellwood on offense, partner under center. 3 backs in the backfield now. Number 12 is Curtis Sheddock, along with Plummer and McCartney. Sheddock gets a carry, right side. Gets maybe 2.
And that time the blocking was not as crisp as it's been on that play all night, where they weren't able to kick the defensive end for Tyrone. He made a nice job there and came in underneath the block.
Kyler Sahoney is the defensive end on the stop. 2nd down 8, ball at the 32.
And he made a nice play there. He came down underneath and took on the blocker and the running back at the same time.
5 minutes and counting in the fourth quarter. Bellwood leads Tyrone 26-7. Golden Eagles will be at BG next week, Saturday night. Chuck and I will be with you from Mansion Park at 6:40. Bellwood with Twins to the left. Handoff inside to Plummer. He escapes. He's on the move. 40. Good play by Braden Parsons to bring him down. He was the last man to stop him. Got him down at the 35-yard line. 33-yard gain for Chase Plummer for the Blue Devils.
And Tyrone's freely substituting now. I think their front 4 is pretty much worn out, John.
Yeah. That's a big line to go up against and a quick line. And the one thing you notice with Bellwood, their splits are ankle to ankle. There isn't even really a split. They're just saying, okay, here we are. We're going to drive you down the field.
I mean, they're not looking to be fancy either. They may pull a guard every once in a while, but everything is like, okay, gap block, or head on. Whoever you line up with, you head on block them.
35-yard line, 1st and 10. Partner fakes the handoff. It's going to be reversed to number 30, who ends up getting brought down by half the Golden Eagle defense. 30 is Colin Gibbons. Robinson first on the hit, and then Whitby comes in along with
number 4.
Ashton Amy. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. The thing with Bellwood, whenever we've watched them in the past, they've had a lot of success going outside. Tonight, they haven't really done much outside of the tackles. Inside the tackles is where McCartney and Plummer have had a field day.
They've just manhandled Tyrone's front. There's no question about that.
2nd and 10, 35-yard line, 3:20 and counting. Partner waits for the snap. Hands it to Plummer. Plummer in between guard and tackle. Still running. He gets down to the, looks like the 24-yard line. That's going to be a 12-yard carry for a first down.
And that's that same play again where they kick out the end and, there's nobody there. Linebacker's not there. He's sealed off.
Plummer's a little slow getting up. He's coming off. It looks like Bellwood is taking a timeout.
Yeah, he's walking stiff legs, so it's probably a cramp.
So with 2:57 remaining in the ball game, we'll take a 30-second timeout on 96.9, 100.7 The Train, WTRN.
Golden Eagle football on the train is brought to you by the Richard H. Searer Funeral Home, Greystone Court Villas, First Stop Shop, Colonial Courtyard, Community Pharmacy, Max Market and the Gridiron, Shoe Fly and Appalachian Running Company, Snare and Associates Mortgage Services, the Allied Milk Producers, and by Pacifico Bakery on 96.9 and 100.7 The Train.
2:45 remaining in the ball game. Bellwood leads Tyrone 26-7. Partner hands off to number 28, Brady Christ, a sophomore. He's going to get about 6 on the right side, brought down by Lucas Bonsall and Owen Oakes. Or I'm sorry, Owen wasn't in the play. It was for Ashton Amy. Second down, and it looks like 4 on a 6-yard carry. Still have our player of the game after the game. We'll recap the scoring. Get ready for Tyrone Bishop Guilfoyle next week at Mansion Park. Old Eagles look like they're going to fall to 3-2, and Bellwood's going to raise their record to 3-2 as we hit the 2-minute mark remaining in the ball game. Bellwood with trip to the left, single receiver to the right. Partner hands off. Chris. Ball is out. Tyrone has it. That is number 66, Caden Ansman on the recovery. Brings it back 25 yards to make it to the 35. Good hustle. Lucas Bonsall and Owen Oakes hit him to put the ball out. Caden Ansman, Mr. on the spot, picks it up and returns it 25 yards.
That's a good, smart play by the senior Ansman. Saved a touchdown there. And now Tyrone's got the ball back again. Let's see if they can't maybe put one more score on the board in this last minute, 43 seconds, John.
Well, it looks like Eli Wimmer is not going out at quarterback. It looks like it's going to be Connor Zupon.
And it looks like...
Because Eli wasn't on that defensive series either, so I haven't seen where he's at on the bench. Bellwood's going to take a timeout with 1:43 left in the ball game.
Do they still have did Bellwood still have some of their front linemen in there?
Yeah, Bellwood still got everybody in. I see 63, I see 24, I see 66, 30. 58, all going off to the sideline.
They might be... Who called the timeout, Tyrone?
Bellwood did.
Bellwood, they might be getting ready to substitute in here.
Minute 43, Bellwood is going to raise their record to 3-2, get the Backyard Brawl trophy for the second year in a row with a convincing 26-7 victory.
And Bellwood, believe it or not, John, Bellwood Blue Devils have won 4. This will be 5 out of the last 7 Backyard Brawls.
Still miss it being opening week.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that. It does take some of it away. And the Laurel Highlands, over the years, there's going to be some other pretty intense rivalries developing. Like, you can feel the Central Tyrone is starting to get, as last few years.
Zupon at quarterback, takes a snap, drops back, throws, complete to Braden Parsons. Makes a guy miss, gets another 2 yards, to be a 7-yard gain. Second down and about 3. Ball's going to be at about the 41-42. So Zupon, his first varsity passing attempt with a completion. Trips right, twins left, Zupon in the gun. Takes the snap, throws quick, Braden Parsons again. It looks like they're going to give him to the 45. That's going to be a first down for Tyrone if they mark it the way they were looking originally. Then they keep drifting in. Looks like he's getting ready to move the chains. Nope, they're calling it third down and about half an inch. Trips right, twins left. Zupon drops back, rolls, breaks away, escapes. He's going to get the first down on the ground, gets to the 50, and gets brought down by 66 for Bellwood. That is Cooper Loveridge.
Yeah, nice job there, picking up some blocks, stepping up into the pocket, and then feeling the heat, and then taking off and holding on to the football. So Zupon did everything right on that play.
Trips right, twins left, 30 seconds left in the ball game. This might be the final play, unless they get a first down out of it. Zupon rolls right, throws, incomplete. Yeah, Eli doesn't have his pads on. He's got ice on his ribs. 24 seconds remaining in the ball game. Tyrone is going to fall 26-7. It's just a matter. Bellwood's going to have 26 unless something crazy happens. And we have a
penalty marker. Right.
I think this might be with coach being on the field. Are going to give it a sideline warning with coach being on the field calling the play?
Yeah. A couple yards out there is okay, but when you start going out almost to the numbers.
Just a warning. So here comes the Golden Eagles with 24 seconds remaining in the ball game. Bellwood leads 26-7. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Zupon drops back, runs from the blitz. It came open clean, and he goes down. Number 88, Reed Shire, a sophomore, 5'11", 165.
He was untouched.
Came right through the gap between guard and tackle. And with 5 seconds remaining, I don't think they're going to get another snap off.
They snapped him.
Tyrone called a timeout.
I was going to say, it's a good thing because they snapped the ball. Number 6 from Tyrone. Is that number 6?
Yeah, Mason Amy went back on side again.
Yeah, he was trying to run back to the line of scrimmage. He was like 5 yards down the field. Now, there's a lot of finger pointing going on down here now. You don't like to see that.
Golden Eagles are going to fall to 2-2. Bellwood's going to raise their record. Tyrone's going to fall to 3-2. Bellwood's going to raise their record to 3-2. And it's no cakewalk for the Golden Eagles the rest of the year. Guilfoyle next week. Then there's Huntington. Then there's Penn Cambria. Then there's Phillipsburg. And then there's the crossover. There's not an easy game the rest of the way.
No, in Phillipsburg, this is the best Phillipsburg team that has been around for probably the last 10 years, to be honest with you. They've been playing well. Well, they beat the Bellwood Blue Devils 7-6. So Phillipsburg, or no, that was Huntington. Huntington's tough.
Also want to take a moment while we have it to send our condolences to Sue Franco. Her father passed away this week, so Sue, we're praying for you. Connor Zupon, last play of the game, rolls and gets away, throws to nobody. And that'll be the ball game. He threw it in the zone where nobody was. And that'll be the final score. Bellwood 26, Tyrone 7. From the Snare & Associates Mortgage Services broadcast booth, this is Tyrone Golden Eagle football, presented by the Richard H. Sear Funeral Home on 96.9, 100.7 The Train, WTRN.
Rising food prices bringing you down? Take a trip to First Stop Shop, where customer satisfaction is their #1 priority. First Stop Shop has the groceries and household items you need at discounted prices. Produce, dairy, meats, and more. Check out First Stop Shop on Facebook for daily updates and specials. First Stop Shop, 1815 Union Avenue in Altoona, a proud supporter of Tyrone Golden Eagles football and athletics. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 3. Make First Stop Shop your first stop for discount grocery and household items.
You hauled the mini fridge, made the bed, said the hard goodbye, but before the long drive home, one last stop can make all the difference. At Appalachian Running Company, we help students start the year on the right foot with shoes that fit their stride and their new life. Because you're not just dropping them off, you're setting them up for success. Visit us at apprunco.com to find a store near you. Appalachian Running Company. Your fit, your style, your speed.
Are you thinking of buying a new home or refinancing your current mortgage? Well, I have good news. Mortgage rates are finally starting to drop. That's right, drop. Now is the perfect time to get a mortgage pre-approval from Snare & Associates. Our pre-approval process is free. It's quick and it's easy. Don't delay. Give us a call at 695-2000. Visit us on the web at snareandassociates.com or stop by our office in historic Hollidaysburg to access the lowest rates and closing costs around.
Your hometown mortgage lender, Snare & Associates.
Licensed by the PA Department of Banking and Securities. NMLS number 101853.
There's nothing more exciting than seeing your company name or logo imprinted or embroidered on quality business apparel. Proactive Sports in Altoona can make your business or organization stand out with their custom art department, screen printing, and embroidery. Whether it's for a business, high school, college, a local sports team, club, or even logo design for an event, Proactive Sports is your go-to source for screen printing and embroidery. And they even customize. Find them on the web at proactivesportsinc.com or stop in and see Proactive Sports in their shop at 5910 California Avenue in Altoona.
96.9 and 100.7. The Train, WTRN.
Final scores from Gray Memorial Field. The Bellwood Annis Blue Devils 26. The Tyrone Golden Eagles 7.